Once again, we have returned with the game between Copenhagen Wolves and Epsilon Esports. It's gone to the third map. What a delight it's been so far. Some really cool Counter-Strike between the French and the Danish. And I hope you guys have been enjoying your time here. Remember to follow and subscribe to the channel as well if you want to help us out. But now it's time to decide, Semler, who's going to be going to the actual tournament and who's going to be going down in the lower bracket, because none of these teams are technically out of it yet. I think the loser here is going to be playing Mouse Sports, and that's actually the next game we'll be covering. But the winner is going to qualify for the $250,000 tournament at Gamescom, which is obviously hosted by ESL, who are also hosting these qualifiers. And we're happy to be helping out here, and also happy that ESL are doing such a great job of everything so far. So, Semler, are you around?
I am here.
Man, I mean, considering how it's been so far, I'd really like to see a very, very close Dust 2 map, but I have a feeling we won't be seeing that.
I don't know what to expect anymore, because now both teams have had very solid performances. I mean, Nuke obviously went spectacularly well for Copenhagen Wolves. Epsilon with a great performance on Inferno.
Yes.
Does it go back to Copenhagen Wolves now? Is that what happens? Or does Epsilon just figure out that, okay, this is actually how we're supposed to be playing right now? We go on to Dust 2, a map that anybody can take. But the way that FXO is playing right now, Shoxy GMX, it's really going to be tough for Copenhagen Wolves. So I really do expect, you know, at the end of the day for Epsilon to come out ahead here.
I don't know who's going to be winning it. I just have a feeling that it's going to be slightly one-sided. I think whoever gets the good start is probably never going to let go. So I have
Nico was too scared. He just took his life. He was.
Oh.
It was
well,
you know,
never a good sign.
Cruel world. You know, I can't take it anymore. The pressure. He was gone.
I have a feeling that that whoever is going to be starting off here, you know, with a good start, is basically not going to be letting go and just keeps on winning and winning and winning. So that's why I'm saying it. It feels like both teams are a little bit. You know, when they get a good start, then it sort of just works out for them. But I mean, I said in the beginning I thought Epsilon had a bigger chance of winning, and so far they've made it 1-1. They almost, I mean, they got destroyed on Nuke. They came right back and destroyed Copenhagen Wolves on Inferno. Now it's on Dust 2, and we'll have to find out how it's all going to play out here. We're just waiting for everyone to reconnect in, and then we should be good to go. But remember as well to click the Facebook link at the bottom of the page to participate in the raffle for the Zoe keyboard right there. I don't know. I'm actually just like, I think I'm sort of past trying to predict who's going to win this. I just really want to see great Counter-Strike, and I think they've given us good Counter-Strike so far, haven't they?
Yeah, that they have. I mean, sure, it's been one-sided matches, but it's been really clean, good CS out of both teams so far. On Nuke from Copenhagen Wolves, really just impressive CT play, locking all the sites down, good communication, good crossfires, just the whole shebang. Epsilon Esports, however, on Inferno, great entries, really, was what made the difference for them. It just seemed like when they needed to land the shots, they were able to. Either was GMX stepping up or FXO on the CT side just locking down points of entry. Epsilon Esports had just a fantastic CT half for themselves there. Yeah. So Dust 2, though, Dust 2 I feel is like more than anything a map that comes to landing shots. Because if you go for aggressive CT play, you need to get the kills. And if you go actually for like pick-based plays off a T side, you need to get the kills.
Well, yeah, I agree, but I think on Inferno, losing a player early on the CT side is more devastating than it is on Dust 2. I mean, it's always bad. But I think on Dust 2 you have that potential, which is why I think a lot of people really like this map. You have that potential for there to be maybe one person left against 3, and that one person can more easily win it than he can on Inferno, I would say. So Epsilon's entry kills are still going to be massive. They always matter a lot, but I think maybe if Copenhagen Wolves do have anyone who's willing to step it up and try and clutch it, they'll have more of a chance of doing it here. But I mean, I think you're right, though. I think the entry frags are going to be really important, and it's going to be fun or interesting to see how Copenhagen Wolves are going to try and deal with it, because they actually didn't deal with it all that well on the CT side of Inferno. They kept peaking in much the same ways, and they kept getting picked off in much the same ways. They had a hard time adjusting to it.
Yeah, we saw that, and we also saw just all-around better performance individually from the players on Epsilon side. You know, their T side just went excellent with their with GMX. Really takes, this is the one I mentioned the most because he had just a fantastic round where he's able to walk up arch, get one kill, do a 180, and get another kill. Like, that is, when you start seeing that sort of play out of the T side, that starts to make you kind of scared for the CT side, for the other team. If Epsilon can walk in here and just put FXO to good use with that AWP, I feel like what we've seen so far throughout both of these maps, FXO has been more consistent with the op. And going into Dust 2 as a final map where the op plays such a big role, that's not something that the Copenhagen Wolves want to be worrying about. They don't want to be worrying about, you know, whose op is going to be better, or even if it comes down to the rifles, are they going to be able to handle Shoxy and GMX?
Well, I mean, it's also very interesting because talking about AWPs, we have on Epsilon side, obviously FXO, but Shoxy also very, very strong with the AWP. Do not count him out. That would be a big mistake. And then you have on Copenhagen Wolves side, Carrigan, Glaive, Pimp, and Nico, who could potentially all pick up an AWP. I'm guessing Pimp won't. I mean, he's sort of dipped into a little bit, and he's had good games and bad games with the AWP, so it's hard to tell. But Carrigan and Nico could both do it. Glaive could do it as well. So that means on the CT side, assuming Copenhagen Wolves get money, they certainly have what it takes, but Epsilon do too. So I don't even think it's that kind of thing where you could say, well, Epsilon only have one AWP, because they don't.
No.
So it's really hard to say how that's all going to unfold. And the AWPs isn't everything. We've seen teams that have no AWPs just win on Dust 2 as well. You know, AKs and M4s can do it as well.
They can. I mean, hell, you got NIP that come to mind when you talk about that sort of thing. Although even NIP managed, they put Fiflawn with the AWP holding on A site, for example. Forest has even picked it up. NIP are a bit more of an odd team to call though, because they really do go by feel. When a team talks about, okay, you know, it really is like a feel sort of thing. It's a similar situation to Hellraisers, where it could be Kucher, it could be Markelov. Like you never really know who's going to pick up the AWP on Hellraisers. Doja even goes for it sometimes. It's the same situation for NIP. When it comes to both of these teams, though, we have pretty clearly defined main oppers like FXO, Nico. I think the second opper for Copenhagen Wolves is definitely above everybody else going to be Pimp. Because Pimp, even when he lost his team initially and before getting onto this one, he was expressing his desire to come back as a full-time opper. So apparently Glaive talked him out of it this time, and he was able to just go back to rifling. But Pimp is a really scary opper in his own right. So if we're talking about sniper rifles, man, there's a whole lot of talent right now on both of these teams. Yeah. Less on Epsilon. I would say that Pimp is definitely a better opper than Shoxy, for example.
Yeah, maybe. It feels like when Shoxy does AWPing, it's more like, it's just more crazy in general, right? I mean, what we recognize Shoxy for on Dust 2 as AWPing is not the traditional style, it's the style of running out middle and actually sometimes running all the way to the top of mid and picking people off as they cross over towards long, or just picking people off in lower dark, and just generally being completely insane. Like, it's hard to really put him in the category in that sense.
It's weird. He uses his AWP more like a shotgun than anything, right?
Feels like it.
He's not afraid of getting up close. And they had some pretty cool setups like that, where Shoxy would walk out mid with Smiths to watch up top mid, and Shoxy would be looking towards lower dark. And that was back when, obviously, he was on Titan and everything, and that's how they played it. But that was when we really saw Shoxy throwing around his weight with that AWP, really coming up with some cool plays. Inferno as well, Shoxy can put it to use at times, picking it up and acting all godlike and everything. But this is, I don't think that's going to happen this game. I think it's really going to come down to FXO just flat out dominating. Like, he looks like a guy who is going to be very capable of just ruining Copenhagen Wolves' day, especially after his opping on Inferno.
Tempted to agree, but we're about to find out. Nico's saying they're ready, and Epsilon are fully manned, so I think we're about to go into it. I hope you guys are going to enjoy this game. It's been a really cool first two maps, and we'll see how this third map is going to turn out. Either way, I'm pretty sure we will be seeing some fun action. So welcome to the channel. This is Room on Fire, and remember to follow and subscribe, and also go and follow us on Twitter as well. It's On Fire Semler, and it's On Fire Anders on Twitter. So pretty easy to find us, and then you can keep up with everything that we're doing. After this game, guys, we still have a stunning 3 more best of 3 games coming up. The next one we're doing is Mouse Sports versus whoever loses this game. So that's also going to be a fun one, I think. Mouse Sports, fighting to stay in the qualifier here.
All right, well, let's get into the thick of things.
Yeah, knife round.
Of course. Well, yeah, it's the knife round. Go ahead.
Well, yeah, knife round on Dust 2. Well, I don't really mind that much. I don't think that's the important part, really. The pistol round is what matters. But I guess if somebody has something really cool planned out and they want to execute it on a specific size or side, it could matter. But I would give very little weight to this knife round overall. So the fact that FXO is alone in a 1-on-3, I'm not really even going to bother with this. Copenhagen Wolves.
Quick update.
Yeah?
Quick update on the other matches. It looks like Na'Vi have taken out Planet Key. So Na'Vi will be progressing to the next round of the lower bracket.
All right, they lost to the Norwegians yesterday. So hopefully
yeah,
they're
London
going to be able
conspiracy.
they're going to see if they can fight their way back. Be very strange having, I think, a Gamescom without Na'Vi. I would find that shocking. But yeah, London conspiracy.
As would I think that would be like one of the hugest upsets in recent history. Like that's the thing. Like if you're looking at recent performance from Na'Vi, beginning of the year, they really weren't the teams that you looked for big results. But now, in the past few months, they've just been dominating. So it's a complete 180 from Na'Vi. And for them not to participate in the major, for them not to make the cut through the qualifiers, would be one of the biggest upsets in like CS history, pretty much at this point.
They have been looking really solid, Na'Vi. And I don't know. I mean, I can't even really say that Na'Vi made a ton of mistakes against London Conspiracy. I really just think the Norwegians played much better than Na'Vi had anticipated, and they couldn't react in time, basically. And even when they reacted, London Conspiracy kept playing well. So overall, that was one hell of a best of 3, and it was really, really one of the best games we've seen in a while. Now we're waiting for the rest of Copenhagen Wolves to get back in here. Yeah, they're going to stay on this side. So they're going to stay on the CT side, even though this is, statistically speaking, the less favored side. But a lot of teams will do this, and I agree with this assessment. I just think it takes some pressure off you. Even if you finish this half, 10-5, you can sort of console yourself and say, all right, it's good. We'll be on the T half next time. It's going to be better. So yeah, a lot of teams do this now. Skins. Harrigan missing all his skins.
Oh, sometimes that's Steam that bugs out.
It's really hard playing without your skins as well, isn't it?
I don't know. Fetish hates skins.
He does. Where is
Dane
Fetish?
Too, Anders. It's a Dane. It's one of your own people.
Forget
Hates skins.
What team does he play on? Where are they? Where is Dignitas? Where are they
Hell,
gone?
even AC is going for it now. AC's all like, oh yeah, I'm gonna give away my skins and everything like that. And I was like, sweet. I jumped on that opportunity, right? I was like, okay, dude, I'll trade you my knife if you want. You can have a huntsman and you can hook me up with your slaughter. And the jerk, he opened up the trade, put the knife in, and I was like, oh yeah. And then he's like, no, I can't do it, and just closes the trade. I was so close, Anders.
Oh, you're gonna have to try harder next time. Oh man, AC's gonna get 100 million friends requests on Steam because of what we just said. It's like AC's giving away his skins. Ah, find him right now. Oh well, skins are just skins.
Oh wait, hold on. Apparently, when the skins go away, so does the M4 silencer.
What, really?
So if you're usually playing with that, you're suddenly stuck with the other M4. I wasn't aware of that. If that's the case.
It could be. I guess it makes sense. It's part of the loadout as well, so I guess there's a way to see how that works. Now everyone is back in. Can we get the game started? I really want this game to just go on now, because I think it's going to be good fun. Pimp is saying ready. Epsilon, it's on you now to get it on the show, or the show on the road here. I'm interested to see what kind of round Epsilon's going to be playing when it comes to the terrorist side, the pistol round, that is. If they're going to go for the Glock train over on long, which actually has worked pretty well in this qualifier so far. We've seen some great Glock trains rushing out here, and it's kind of hard to stop if you're on the CT side, because once you reach the corner and you see that 5 people are running out, if you hit a straight headshot on somebody, it's a really good start. If you miss the shot, you can't stay and fight. You have to fall back, and you need flashbangs to fall back. If you just fall back, this distance is too much to cover. They're going to catch up to you, and actually there's a really simple way of proving that. This line is basically, well, if I could just actually draw straight. This line here is, a little bit shorter than this line here, and that's the big difference. So if they just charge, you're going to be caught right at the edge and probably go down, and that's not worth it. So you either have flashbangs to fall back, or you stay and fight, but running back is just blind is not a good idea. And if you're standing and fighting with a USPS with, if you miss the first bullet, that's 11 bullets left to kill 5 people. It's really, the odds are really against you. So that's one of the reasons why it works.
AC, you're a dick.
What is AC saying?
He's just laughing at me now. It's just like 3 rows of ha 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 ha. Hey, you're right though. Pistols, man, pistols. Have we had the knife round yet?
Yes,
or have
we
I
have.
blanked out? We did have the knife round. Okay.
We did.
I'm getting all confused here. There's too much going on. But
You're getting distracted by AC snipers. What's happening?
I'm getting distracted by AC. I'm getting distracted by other chats as well. So this is tough managing everything as the warm up just draws on and on. Come on, guys, let's go. Let's get this going.
Ready? GMX not ready. Where is the ready up from Epsilon? I'm sure there's some sort of issue they're working out, but of course we want the game to go as soon as we possibly can. How many followers are we up to? I'm going to check this while we're waiting here. I want to see if we can hit that 145,000, or if we can even go above that. 150 is going to be the next. So, yeah, so we are at 145,000, so the next mark has to be 150. Yeah, thanks, guys. We really appreciate all the followers that we can get here on the channel. Make it stand out a little bit more, see if we can, yeah, just grow it steadily, basically. That's what we want. Let's see, what time is it in... I guess if you're in the US, it's just about 1 o'clock? No,
if you're in the US,
it's 9 o'clock in the morning.
Now, it's 9 o'clock on the West Coast.
Yeah.
It's no, it's not 9 o'clock on the West Coast. It's 6 o'clock in the morning on the West Coast.
Yeah.
9 o'clock if you're on the East.
All right, fair enough. So, yeah, big shout out to anyone joining us from anything that isn't Central Europe. We do have a really large American audience. Shout out to you guys for staying up or getting up really early to watch Counter-Strike, and obviously to anyone else who's, you know, not close by. I suppose that would be Australia or somewhere else like that. So definitely appreciate you guys tuning in from different time zones. I know it could be a little bit tough following some of these European matches, but we do appreciate it. Definitely very cool. Yeah, we're still stuck waiting here for Epsilon. I'm not sure what the issue is actually right now. Have they said what it is?
I haven't seen anything yet, actually. Maybe just stepping away, restroom, something like that. I mean, the teams are allowed, I believe, at least 5 minutes between maps. So you can maybe take advantage of that. Go hit the head if you need it. I mean, some players actually think that drinking like whole bottles of water and then holding it in, not using the restroom, makes them play better when they need to use the restroom. Like it focuses you. Yeah. There's a bunch of different things that people come up with, like to focus, basically. And one of the things that I had a friend who was actually playing in a lot of tournaments. He was telling me, he was like, he used to drink like huge amounts of water before a match, like whole bottles worth of water before a match, and then just sit there and not move, and that would focus, like, because he needed to piss so bad, he would be focused like a laser, basically. I would just, yeah, it was a trick that he would use.
That sounds very strange and also potentially painful. I mean, I don't know. How would you even do like scientific research into that? I'm wondering.
That's really tough to say, actually, because performance is so... I guess if you have like somebody who's just really consistent with their play, you could measure...
You need to do like reaction-based tests or something like that. You know, see how fast do people click their mouse or something, and then do a... No, but you can't even do like double-blind tests, because how would you get someone to not realize if they were going to have to go and pee? I don't know. This is a tough one. I'm sure there is a scientific...
Science, where are you at?
Exactly, we need that. Nothing matters unless it's been double-blind tested.
Okay, man, okay. Well, I am actually kind of wondering what the hell is going on now, why we've got this delay. Especially considering we have, you know, our next round of best of threes that should be starting fairly soon here.
Yeah, Copenhagen Wolves are asking a lot, you know, what's up, what's happening, where are they at, where are they coming? Enough warm-up, but obviously Epsilon aren't really warming up. A lot of them are just AFK waiting, so... And they're not really answering either. Maybe they're mind-gaming Copenhagen Wolves. They're just saying, we'll just let these Danes get really annoyed, and then we're good to go.
Yeah, let me see.
No. Actually, I get the feeling the Epsilon guys are really quite friendly people, so I don't think they're trying to be bad.
Oh, they are.
Yeah.
Oh, they are. Shoxy's awesome. GMX is always super cool. I don't know the rest of them as well. Like, obviously FX, haven't met him yet, but Kyoshima and SF are cool as well. But, like, GMX is just a super friendly guy, and Shoxy is as well.
Say, what are we waiting for? And then they say you're fifth, which is, I think, someone just reconnecting from Copenhagen Wolves. So that's amazing. A little bit of trolling going in here. Pimp is connecting back in, so now Epsilon are pretending like it's them that's been, you know, ready all along. I love it. Okay, well, it seems like we are just about to get on the way here, guys. So, again, a big thanks to everyone who's been subscribing and following the channel. It helps us out a lot. Hope you guys are going to invite your friends and get them watching more Counter-Strike all the time. Remember, this is the ESL 1 Cologne 2014 European Finals. We're at the upper bracket quarterfinals here between Copenhagen Wolves and Epsilon. Whoever wins this is going to be going to Gamescom to compete for $250,000 prize pool, and that is going to be in the middle of next month, starting the 14th. Really going to be a lot of fun. But we need to figure out who's going to be going. We have 16 teams in this qualifier, and 6 of them are going to go through. 4 from the upper bracket, 2 from the lower bracket. So whatever loses here is not going to be out. They're going to go to the lower bracket and fight against Mouse Sports, which is our next game that we're going to be covering. So we are not going to have a lot of breaks today, and we have 3 best of 3s coming up after this one. One of them is Mouse Sports versus either Copenhagen Wolves or Epsilon, and then it just keeps getting better and better from there on out. So do not go anywhere. Just clear your whole schedule for the day and enjoy the show. This is Room on Fire. I'm Anders, with me is Semler, and hope you guys are going to have a good time here on the channel. Pimp should be back in any second, and then we will be on our way to the final map here between these two. Let's get it on. Can't wait any longer. I'm ready.
Apparently, AC is going to get you drunk at Gfinity. Just saying.
Oh, really?
Yeah. 1 tequila sunrise. I don't know if 1 tequila sunrise is going to be enough, but he's hell-bent, man. He's going to get you.
Can we... Okay... Can we at least not do tequila, AZ? Can we make that rule? I'm actually... I'm going to veto tequila, because I have very bad experiences with that, so I'm just not even going to try.
It's time for the Long Islands.
But apart from that, I'm definitely game. And another rule, can we not do it, like, before casting? Can we do it after the show, maybe? Just... I think Gfinity are going to be more happy if I'm not drunk when I'm on, so... Or maybe it'll be even a better show, who knows?
I'm all for it, man. Like, like, at the end of the day... Oh, man.
Okay, no, I have a plan. Okay. I will do one of your tequila drinks, AC, if you do the Get Right challenge.
What's the Get Right challenge?
I can't rightfully say. That's part of the point.
He's saying absinthe shots only if no tequila.
Well, it happened at ESL LAN. Get Right tricked some guy into doing the Get Right challenge, and not some guy, Sadokist, who is a really, really nice guy. Yeah, that was interesting, but I'm not going to give the game away. Alright. Oh, missing. Where's Pimp? Now Kerrigan is back. I'm getting impatient. I can feel it. There it is. Pimp connects. And they're readying up. Semler, are you ready to enjoy this game?
Oh yeah, dude. Finally. Let's get it on.
I'm definitely ready too. So here it comes. Game is go. Final map to decide what it's going to be. Is it going to be a spot at the actual tournament, or is it going to be fighting through the lower bracket, which is not going to be easy at all? We're about to find out. Copenhagen Wolves starting on the CT side, Epsilon starting on the terrorist side, and so far all grenades. Look at this, not a single person with body armor on the Danish side. That's very interesting. Nico with a bit of a challenge in the middle. GMX charging in, actually gets shot in the shoulder and is down to 46, so not the best start, but not really a disaster either.
No, GMX taking a little bit of damage, but that's all right for now. It's going to be GMX just trying to run, draw as much attention, but Nico with the nade. What's up?
That was a beautiful grenade, but it's not over yet. Pimp inside this bomb site. No help right now, and he's going to be going down, and another kill comes in onto Glaive. So the bomb site is lost here. In spite of a very, very cool grenade, they are still going to be one man down here. The plant is going to be happening, and this retake is going to be very tough. In fact, I think Epsilon is going to win this round.
Yeah, this retake is not impossible at this point. They've used up their last nade here, Epsilon, but at least they've got Kiyoshima alive with the CZ-75 looking towards Upper Dark, so it is going to be Kerrigan coming through with the 5-7. He's got 1 nade to use, but Shoxy already picks off Nico at the mid doors. SMF is going to find one, but Shoxy with 2, and now it's all down to Kerrigan, who is actually backing off to save. He's got a 5-7 and a smoke.
Yeah, he might as well at this point, because there's really no way that he can go in and do a 1-on-3, not with that little time left either, so... Yeah, Epsilon, really, really good timing, and a little bit of a shame as well that nobody from Copenhagen Wolves, I mean, Kerrigan's going to go down as well, so even worse, actually. No save at all. But Pimp's position, I think, can be alright, but I'm really confused about the fact that no one was spotting these hallways at all. Like, they had no information about what was happening on Epsilon side before they were actually in the bomb site. They were halfway in the bomb site before anyone knew, and that is a bit of a mistake.
Let's see. The gravy on the potatoes, right? I'll come up with more, guys. Don't worry about it.
Alright.
This is still going to be just... I mean, this is going to be a follow-up round here for Epsilon. FXYO not getting a rifle because he wants to get that AWP as quickly as possible. Copenhagen Wolves actually not going for a pistol armor buy, but I do like the play coming in from Glaive. He's pushed into Upper Dark and he doesn't see anybody there. So information already gained here for Copenhagen Wolves. Glaive actually holding on to Upper Dark, really getting a maximum amount of information for his team. But the bomb is starting to rotate up there now. And Epsilon, they're looking like they want to go for a B split eventually.
Yeah, Shoxy's going to be peeking here against the C set and does take some fair damage, but Glaive goes down. He was already been softened up by the guy who was in T-spawn, so he knew that as well. Now they're going to be rushing in. Pimp here with the P2K ready and waiting. Pistol, headshot comes in. Pimp not going to be able to pick up the second one, and down the middle, it's FXYO to take down SMF. And now Kerrigan is going to be going down. Look how low they all are on Epsilon side. This is actually a bit of a shame for Copenhagen Wolves. They could have had a lot of kills that round.
There was definite potential. There was potential there, but... unfortunately for them, they just couldn't quite find it. Even after Glaive giving them the heads up, seeing the bomb in Upper Dark, he just got wiped out immediately. And from there, it kind of just snowballs out of control. FX has got his AWP now. So he's already taking pot shots at mid, but doesn't actually connect with anybody.
I'm almost willing to say if Copenhagen Wolves had body armor that round, they might have actually won it. Because that was very, very close. But either way, they're going to be ecoing for one more round, which is tradition. Rushing into the bomb site, not a chance for Glaive. And it's going to be another round here. GMX holding long, so they're just making sure that the Danes really don't get much of a chance to do anything. And this is a good round coming out from Epsilon. Just making sure they hold on to all the rifles. Shoxy off to a good start here with 5, 1, and 0. And, you know, it's a little bit too early to call it. You've got to be worried about, you know, Shoxy going too crazy.
Yeah, that's what you were talking about earlier on. I mean, Shoxy, Dust 2... yeah. We've seen him go nuts on this map before. I mean, Hellraisers are probably still waking up with cold sweat at night, you know, just trembling, thinking about that performance from him 30-0-3 or something like that at Valencia. So that was what happened in recent memory here for Shoxy. But if he gets off to a strong start, he is so tough to stop. But Copenhagen Wolves have now got rifles to work with here, and they go for a very standard hold. 3 over on A, 2 on B. Nobody facing at mid. So they're really giving up mid control to Epsilon Esports early on here.
Yeah, gotta be careful. Well, now they're sort of rotating back down. They have a lot of smokes and everything else. Glaive could have actually been killed, and gotta be really careful about that. Again, I really don't want to see Copenhagen Wolves go for too many risky plays. I like the fact that they are not holding short, but that they have long and especially with Nico down on long here is a good idea. But eventually they're gonna have to watch back. I really want him to go back and peek here. And yeah, he's gonna be going back. Shoxy's up there, takes a little bit of a peek, and Nico's looking for an opening.
Expecting to see FX actually lead the charge here if they decide to go up short, and he hands the bomb off to Shoxy. So yeah, you already see Shoxy's going to go for the flash. FXYO going to follow in and look for Nico as quickly as possible, but Nico, he's got the right angle and decides to back off in time. He's still going to stay alive here, and this is important for Copenhagen Wolves. Nico needs to land the shot. FX looks, and FX flicks the headshot on Nico, and that's A side open now.
Yeah, for some reason that grenade from SMF did no damage when it landed up there. It landed right on top of all of them. I have no idea how that happened. GMX is going to go down, but this is still going to be a very tough retake coming in here, especially with SF holding in the middle here. He has a big chance to kill Pimp right here and now. SF's going to be walking out, and Pimp is dead, and now they should probably save. Definitely save now.
Yeah, there's no way that they're getting out along, though. SMF, last man alive. He's down here in CT. The Molly right on top of him, chasing him further in. And now SF is just looking. He's out for blood. They don't want to let SMF live. SMF will find one kill on SF now, but he's been boxed in at this point. FX is just waiting for him, and he gets 3 frags this round, FXYO. Putting that AWP to work.
So there's something very confusing and actually just basically nonsensical about what Copenhagen Wolves were doing this round. They had Kerrigan down in the pit, so he's holding long, right? Having Nico over here in the middle of long is great. He can come and help out Kerrigan, assuming it was like a, you know, rush, like 4 people coming out, then it's good having Nico there. But Nico's main job from this position is actually holding short. And he kept going back to look where Kerrigan was looking. So they had basically decided to have 2 people holding long and nobody holding short, which doesn't make any sense at all.
Man, and so much damage done to the 2 members pushing into B. 3 guys there now with the bomb. But I mean, Shoxy, GMX, SF, GMX taking some shots now. FX is actually going to flash in. He gets flashed in, but SMF will take the kill.
Yeah, Nico down in CT spawn. Can't actually find it. GMX surviving on 2 HP. We're going to be moving into the 6th round now. And a lot of money on Copenhagen Wolves side, at least on 3 of their players. So they will be able to do the double up setup that we were talking about earlier. Glaive, no body armor, no head armor either, of course. And Nico does have one. So it's going to be... Oh, there it is. He's going to buy right there. So it's going to be Glaive and Nico opening.
Interesting. I would have really thought that Pimp would be the man to go to for the second AWP. Glaive, I guess, feeling the confidence here, feeling that he's going to be able to do a better job. FX is deciding to smoke off mid doors, though, so that's going to cut that point of entry out. And Copenhagen Wolves, once again, going for a 2-4 or a 2-3 setup, although they are putting Glaive back towards mid, looking towards that cat. So this is going to come down to the battle between FXO and Glaive, who's going to get spotted first. And Nico will actually find the kill with an aggressive peek at A long house.
Now look at SMF here. Mag 7 in hand. He's ready and waiting. If he takes the jump, this is rare. This shotgun's actually really good. Jumps one and Shoxy low on health, but the return from Kiyoshima. Alright, he's ready to play that, and FXO is going to take down Carrigan over on long. So now Nico is weirdly trapped here. They're going to fall back towards the middle. Glaive is going to be right around the corner. Goes down to Super Fighter. And Copenhagen Wolves, they're actually walking into just death all over the place.
Yeah, they're not having much luck here. Pimp is going to face and goes down to SF. SF pulling it off and actually getting through there unscathed as well. 2 kills for him, and he's still at 100 HP. The bomb makes its way out onto the site, and now it is just Nico alive. He did manage to get over into T-spawn, however, so bit of a chance here to actually stay in one piece. If he could find a parting shot, that would be nice, but Epsilon know where he is now, and they're just closing in.
Yeah, gave away his position. He's going to go down as well. No bombs, or no rifle saved here. So, I mean, I feel like we identified the problem, I think, already on Inferno, and it's sort of continuing on to Dust 2 as well here for Copenhagen Wolves. And it has to do with the fact that even when they get the early kill, Nico gave them the man advantage this time. Even when that happens, they keep walking around the map. They keep walking and peeking and walking and peeking, and all Epsilon do is take up position slowly and wait for them to come. And the Danes sort of keep feeding themselves slowly, and eventually they go from a 4-on-5 into a worse position. All Copenhagen Wolves have to do when they're in a man up is just play it safely, but they don't. And that is pretty going to lose them the game if they keep doing it.
Yeah, it's not going to work. It's not going to work out. If they're not playing safely, they need to be landing the shots, and it's just not happening for them right now. They do manage to double up on GMX, so that's 1 kill there, but they lose the rifle instantly when Shoxy wraps around onto the A site. The bomb has been planted now. Pimp has been spotted. FXO lines up the shot and gets it. 7 rounds in a row now for Epsilon Esports, and they don't look like they're under any pressure right now. They really do look like they're just playing their own game. And they've died so little. I mean, there's a total of 6 frags? No, 8 frags total for Copenhagen Wolves after 7 rounds.
Not at all looking good here for the Danish team now. Out on long, FXO is going to take the peek. He misses the shot and actually shoots right between the 2 people jumping, so that's a little bit crazy. Could have definitely been a kill there for him, which would have been another really good start. So I really want to see Copenhagen Wolves have just 1 round here where they get an opening kill and then just slow it down.
And this time it's actually Kerrigan who has the AWP, not Glaive. So they've changed up how they're holding here as well for the CT side of Dust 2. Putting Kerrigan out at mid. Or no, it's Pimp actually facing at mid with the rifle. Kerrigan holding solo on B. But SF seems to have an idea of this right now. No smoke there means, there might be a sniper rifle on the other side there just trying to scope you out.
Yeah, it's definitely a possibility. SF is right there. Kerrigan at the side of the box. FXO is ready to take the peek. He's been so good before. Gonna take it, but Kerrigan will drop him. Still a definite chance. And now it's where I want to see... Kerrigan can stay in this position. That's kind of alright. This is not too risky. But unscoping and grenading is definitely risky. Gonna be a grenade right on them. They're rushing through here. He needs backup quick, and Pimp is not coming. Kerrigan goes down. Pimp peeks in, gets the 1 kill, but is then backstabbed. And now it's a 3-on-3. Almost going to be a 3-on-2 as GMX nearly goes down. But another retake coming in here for the Danes. And this time they pretty much just have to win it.
They have to go for it, but they've got the life advantage. They've dealt an enormous amount of damage to Epsilon Esports so far. Flash is going out trying to buy some time, though, and the nades as well. So Epsilon just using everything to just try and slow this retake down. All 3 members for Copenhagen Wolves on the B slope. Nobody wrapping through dark, and they're going to have to land the shots now as the flashes go in.
Yeah, 1 guy still in corner. Nico misses the shot. Pistols out. Shoxy is still alive. He's going to get the kill, Nico, but now SF is up here. Still got a little bit of HP left, which might be enough. Nico peeks in. He's going to get it. But I don't think there's enough time.
No time.
Epsilon are still going to win the round. And I dare say, I mean, I say it again, Carrigan, they get the kill. All they have to do is play safe, but he decides to go and, you know, walk around. There's no reason for it, but they do it anyway.
The full yellow.
I think they're just, I don't know, they're basically allowing Epsilon to do the exact same thing they do all the time, which is just wait and take it easy. That's a nice pickup from Nico, so now they can definitely play it safe. Looks like Epsilon are going to go for a full rush into the bomb site here, rushing through the smoke, and backup should be coming, and it is pretty close by as well. Carrigan surviving still, looking for a headshot here, trying to see if he can take anyone down. Pimp at the back of the site, good shot from Carrigan, and this should definitely be Copenhagen Wolves' round to win. SF goes down, and Kiyoshima and Shoxi are left.
Yeah, now they just need to play it safe, although Shoxi and Kiyoshima each getting 2 kills here. Glaive putting spray onto one, the smoke keeping Kiyoshima alive for now, but the bomb has been picked up and they're trying to make a getaway. They line it up for SMF and Glaive, and that is going to be it. Copenhagen Wolves finally getting a round on the board here on their CT half. 10 rounds now in, and it's still 8-1. Shoxi continues to dominate the frag board as well with a 12-2-3 scoreline. That's really scary when it's Shoxi who's leading the charge.
It absolutely is. Running out on long is actually going to be... Oh, Shoxi's going to stop right here, so I thought he was going to run and see if he can take a pick off early on here. But now is obviously where it gets critical. Everybody knows this by now. Copenhagen Wolves need to keep winning rounds, otherwise they're going to be in a economic black hole, basically. They need to just win consecutive rounds and stop Epsilon from doing what they're doing. But what worries me about that round is... Yeah, Copenhagen Wolves won it, but Epsilon also just charged the bomb site, which means Copenhagen Wolves didn't win it by adjusting any mistakes. They just sort of, you know, they just sort of had a setup to deal with exactly what they were doing here. So I'm not actually too excited about that one round there.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's the first step. It's the first step. And missing a smoke like that isn't going to help things. They tried to smoke off short, and that was Glaive actually bumbling it. So it's not going to help as it looks like Epsilon are just willing to jump on this opportunity. They're going to speed up for this A site. I like the fact that Copenhagen Wolves are falling back to A long, though. That's good. They need to get control of either one, Cat or Long, and GMX is the one standing in between them, and he gets killed.
Yeah, it's a good kill, but still, they're going to have to try and retake this bomb site against FXO's AWP, and a 6-shot comes out. Carrigan is down for the count. SF's going to jump down, take down Pimp. Glaive is dropping as well, and FX is not going to miss that shot. So Nico is alone in a 1-on-4. No chance at all for the retake. I mean, Shoxi's going to go down, and he doesn't hit the next shot here, but none of this matters anymore. He can't win the round any longer.
No, he's stuck in that pit. They could leave him there, but SF is already wrapping around through Longhouse. They want to just keep him distracted, keep giving him opportunities to take shots, but Nico sees it coming. He's too wily for that. Gets the final 2 parting shots. Really clean work there. Nico mopping up Epsilon, making sure that they have to spend some money the next round, but that's not good enough for Copenhagen Wolves. They needed to have the retake go off without a hitch.
But again,
and now they're just sitting on an AWP with an eco looking them in the face.
Yeah, and again, nobody holding short from Copenhagen Wolves. I just really don't understand it. I really don't.
They went for the right call, Copenhagen Wolves, though. They still managed to take control of Long. And they got rid of GMX without suffering any casualties. It was just the fact...
They already had control of Long with SMF there. That is the part that's really weird about it.
No, they didn't. They had to clear out GMX to have control of Long. Otherwise, they can't actually make a play for a site without worrying about getting flanked. Until they clear out house, they don't have control. GMX getting caught with the nade in hand gave it to them, but then the man rotating in from CT, it was just like ridiculous shots from FX.
Well, if that's the reasoning, then they would need another player at the A bomb site, because otherwise, if they need 2 people to hold Long, like you're saying, then they would need another player over there, which you can do. You could put 3 people on Long, which some teams do, but if you have 2 people, it basically means one of them is holding one and one is holding short. Otherwise,
I think all this comes down to a mistake that was like Glaive missing a smoke. He banked it off. He was looking to get a smoke from CT. That gave away his position. And then Epsilon were just like, sweet. They took advantage of it, and they never let Copenhagen Wolves like recover the momentum enough. In that round, they just got right up onto that site and took control, and then held on to Cat, the most important part for them.
Yeah, it could be, but I still think it doesn't make sense. Like, they need to commit someone to holding short in one way or another. That has to happen. Otherwise...
That's supposed to be Nico, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's Nico down on Long. That's his only job, is holding short. Otherwise they need more people here. There's just like a basic flaw in the logic of what Copenhagen Wolves are doing at this point. And it's costing them the game right now. Now they're going to go aggressive on short, which is definitely a big switch up here. Nico's going to peek out, take down GMX, and he's going to peek once more, spots another one, misses the shot, and goes down. So once again, man advantage, and then still wants to go aggressive.
They want to close in as quickly as possible at SMF, and Glaive stepping up big. FXO will get a good shot on Glaive, however, shut him down. SMF is going to catch Shoxy on the edge of the smoke, but somehow Shoxy gets the kill first. They lose the man on the side, however. FXO has been caught from the flank, and now the bomb not planted, just waiting up there in the middle of nowhere, and Shoxy Jesus has to go and get it.
Yeah, and this is still a lot of time for Shoxy to work with. Grenade not going to kill Carrigan, but soften him up a little bit. Actually, very good grenade coming up from Shoxy. He's going to get the bomb as well, and Danes are trying to get into a better position, which I think is a good idea at this point. They want to see if they can pinch him in here. Carrigan should not be peeking, or at least not showing himself just yet. Grenade falls in, soften up Shoxy a little bit. Carrigan knows exactly where he is, and Pimp just needs to get in here and help out as quick as he can. Picks up another grenade. Shoxy's looking for the headshot, and he's going to go down, but there's no kit. They need to move pretty quickly here.
They have to get up on... Yeah, they're going to have enough time, though.
Yeah, but don't want to waste any time at all here. So 10-2, and now going into the 13th round. Another round victory here, but as we see on the graph, you know, it's sort of punctuated by victories by Epsilon. Copenhagen Wolves can make this 10-5. They're still in the game, but I think if they lose any more rounds, I think it's going to be too late.
No, it's a wall of yellow. It's a wall of yellow right now. This is, I mean, they need at least Copenhagen Wolves. I'd say they need at least the remaining rounds in this half to make it 10-5. That would be good enough. If it's 11-4, it's going to be too tough. Nico with a great shot on FX. He actually gets hit. Nico with the headshot on Shoxy. Okay, that was sick.
That was definitely something else.
But FX actually got the shot first. You notice? FX lands the leg shot on Nico, and then Nico gets the kill on him. So FX messing up his aim a little bit there.
Definitely very, very sick, especially that second shot on Shoxy. That was really, really impressive. But I can't help but shake a feeling it's happening a little bit too late. We'll have to see if they can really turn this around. Now Nico's holding short like he should have been all along. This is exactly the position he should be holding and just waiting for someone to walk out. And if they're gonna, he's probably gonna get a kill right away. He should be able to at least. Kiroshima's there, and this is what I was talking about all along. That's what I've been requesting, basically. Another kill comes in. Nico with the quad, going for the ace. Misses that one up. And GMX is alive on half HP, but this is already over. GMX can't really do anything at this point. Nico looking for the ace, and he's going to pick it up. AWP ace for Copenhagen Wolves. Nico, that is an absolutely insane round.
Yeah, Nico just putting his team on his shoulders right now. Look at the score. I mean, 16-0-9 for him as far as frags are concerned. And even before that ace, he was still sitting at 11 frags, nearly twice as many as the runner-up on SMF. It really does come down to Copenhagen Wolves having to hit some shots here. They really need to start connecting. Epsilon Esports now actually under pressure, though. They've started to lose a few rounds in a row, but they are actually running out of money here. So Epsilon Esports not able to afford an AWP, for example, for FX.
Hopefully, for Copenhagen Wolves' sake, that's going to make a difference. But Epsilon have a really cool chance as well here. If they win this round, then that's really going to screw up the Wolves' economy. They can still buy for the remaining round. I mean, they'll have money to do that. But if psychologically, Copenhagen Wolves know as well as we do that this is about winning those 5 rounds and not 4. I think 4 is going to be too low. 5 is okay.
5, if they can get it, I think they'll be like incredibly pleased with themselves if they can actually pull off 5 rounds in a row here. Or 4. Just the remaining rounds. The remaining 2 rounds. They need to pick up the remaining 2 rounds, basically, for Copenhagen Wolves to have a real fighting chance in the next half. And so far, Copenhagen Wolves just setting up again 2-1-3. Or 2-1-2. I mean, they've got a man out in mid. Good flash there, and that's Glaive picking up the first frag, shutting down GMX, who was trying to push in on B slope.
Yeah. Carrigan in the back here with an AWP. It's hard to see anything from that smoke that's up, so really good job from Epsilon just smoking off the side, but Carrigan's still going to be landing these shots. It's just a 2-on-3 right now. He's a little bit worried that someone's going to be coming from behind, and I don't really blame him, but it's all on to Shoxy here. 1-on-3. Plays a little bit of a game with Carrigan. It's a dangerous game because the rest of his teammates are coming in. Actually, they should be going much quicker here. Carrigan, how is he still alive? What the hell is going on? That's a ridiculous duck play coming out there. And now there's actually not a lot of money left, as you said, on Epsilon. So things are looking a little bit better, but I'm still very skeptical about the Wolves here.
Oh, indeed. But they are managing to actually put some rounds together now. And it seems like Carrigan with that horseplay there, they're starting to feel a little bit more confident too. So that's really important that they manage to recover some confidence here going into the second half. Epsilon once again going for a straight up rush onto B, and this is perfect for them. They're on the site, and there's nobody here to stop them. Nico trying to rotate in, look at window with the AWP, may have a shot, but I think Hiroshima spotted him.
Yeah, painful round coming out here from Copenhagen Wolves. Kiyoshima looking straight for the headshot. If he peeks up here, Nico, he's probably just going to get his face taken off. And this retake's actually almost impossible, I think, for Copenhagen Wolves. They just don't have the manpower to do it. Carrigan goes down, and it's probably going to be over. 11-4 here for the first half, and a very impressive victory for Epsilon. And also a very disappointing, I would say, half for Copenhagen Wolves. Just making us a long series of mistakes that could have been avoided. Not easily, but could have been avoided.
It comes down to changing up your style. Epsilon Esports just way too good at punishing unnecessary re-peaks, but also even just creating the situations that they need to get those peaks, to get those kills. Epsilon, I mean, Shoxy's still sitting at the top. Actually, no, I'm mistaken. 13-2 and 8. It's FXO and Kiyoshima who have really stepped it up. GMX, the one who's at the bottom of the scoreboard right now for Epsilon. But all of those guys have just got so many frags that have allowed for Epsilon to get onto sites and get plants. So that now we have to go into a T side for Copenhagen Wolves. How confident are you feeling in your compatriots now, Anders?
Not very confident. I mean, the amount of rounds they've given away by making really silly mistakes suggests that Epsilon should absolutely be winning it. I mean, you just can't really afford that. I can't even count the number of rounds they lost because of not holding short, even though they had an AWP on long. And I can't even count the number of rounds, well, at least 2 or 3 rounds they've lost to straight B rushes where, you know, they've just been able to walk in, basically, and get the kills. So, I mean, those are 2 things that really shouldn't happen. Just shouldn't happen. And then even when Copenhagen Wolves have been able to get, you know, the opening kill, they've been re-peeking and throwing it away again. Those are 3 very bad signs. And it's, I mean, this is the thing, it's like, it's good play from Epsilon to sit still and wait for Copenhagen Wolves to play it, to come and re-peek them. That is a smart choice. When you have the time for it, you might as well do it. But the time factor is what Copenhagen Wolves seem to forget, is that if they just wait somewhere, then all of a sudden the clock is working for them and not against them. They're actually, Copenhagen Wolves are more or less playing like they're on the terrorist side, even though they're on the CT side. That's what's weird. And
well, hopefully they'll carry over that mentality here into their T half.
Yeah, the problem is now 11-4 is a little bit too much of a good score for Epsilon, I think, on the T side. There is a big difference between 11-4 and 10-5, I would say. We've seen comebacks from this position, but Copenhagen Wolves can't make a single mistake here in the second half. They're gonna get ripped apart if they do. So we'll have to see. But no, definitely not very excited about Copenhagen Wolves on this map at all. And I guess the reason why I'm annoyed is that there are a lot of different ways you can lose a map like Dust 2, but to sort of lose to the same thing for, you know, the first 10 rounds in a row, that's where it becomes a little bit painful. So yeah.
Now we wait and see. We're still waiting on Copenhagen Wolves to reconnect, get that wire thing sorted out as quickly as possible. I mean, the good thing, I guess, about this whole wire thing is that it's allowing for Copenhagen Wolves to slow down the game, get some time between the halves to maybe regain their centers somewhat, talk things over.
That's true. It could be that they can sort of put it out of their minds and maybe get back into the game a little bit. There's definitely, I mean, anything they can get right now would definitely help them. Either way, I mean, it's worth remembering as well that Copenhagen Wolves is a sort of relatively new team, haven't been together for all that long, and they haven't had a lot of time to play in very many official tournaments either. So I guess, you know, on the bright side, there's the mistakes they make are some that are easy to fix, and if they fix them, well, then, you know, I think they just look a lot stronger. So if you have to look a little bit positively at it, I'd say, yeah, these are easy mistakes to fix, in my opinion.
Yeah. I'm still really impressed with both Nico and FXO's performance on this half, however. Nico with just a 6 scoreline, despite the fact that his team only picked up 4 rounds, the guy was still floating like 16, 17 frags, which is really impressive, considering, you know, he's opping, and he's the one who's having a big impact for his team, really just, you know, trying to stick in Epsilon's craw. Epsilon, FXO, again, 15-1-6 at the end of the half. That's also just a ridiculously good score going into it. But then you just have the other 2 members, Shoxy and Kiyoshima, and SF. I mean, all of them are so very close. In fact, 4 members really doing it. And then GMX, you know, you would think, okay, GMX, you're lagging a bit behind. But that's only because his teammates are being so greedy, not wanting to share. It's like their mums never taught them that it's good to share with your friends, right? GMX is just getting left out of that circle right now. But we'll see if he has an opportunity here switching over to the CT side.
Well, it's gonna be I think, really scary for Copenhagen Wolves at this point. The only way I really see them winning is obviously the pistol round. That goes without saying. But they need to win that 4th round where we have to assume FXO is going to be picking up an AWP. And then they need to basically force the Frenchmen so much that they have almost, you know, every other round is an eco round for them, pretty much. I mean, it has to be like a stunning performance in the first 6 or 7 rounds from the Danish team. I think any opening in the first 7 rounds, and Epsilon will landslide this into a victory. And yeah, I mean, it's been a really good best of 3 so far. I think, you know, we had the first map on Nuke, then we had Inferno, and now we're on Dust 2. So if you're just joining us, then welcome to the show. Really appreciate you guys tuning in here to Room on Fire. Sam Hernandez hosting the ESL 1 Cologne 2014 European Finals. We are at the upper bracket quarterfinals, the last game of this best of 3 between Epsilon and Copenhagen Wolves. Our next game is going to be between Mouse Sports and whoever loses this game. So that's the next game. We'll be doing another best of 3, and after that best of 3, we have 2 more games coming up. A total of 6 teams are going to advance from this qualifier, and we have 16 teams in total. So, you know, it's getting tight here. 4 from the upper bracket, 2 from the lower bracket. So if Copenhagen Wolves lose, they're not out of it, and neither is Epsilon if they lose. But if you win, then you're already qualified for the Gamescom tournament. $250,000 being hosted at Gamescom in Cologne, and that is in the middle of next month here, the 14th. So it's going to be super exciting. Again, hope you guys are going to click that follow button on the Twitch page, and also subscribe if you want to help us out. It does help us out a lot, and we're big thanks to anyone who's been subscribing. I know we don't often get to call out your names, but we're so busy looking at the game that it's a little bit hard to keep up with. But we do appreciate it. It helps us out a lot.
That it does, and later on in the day we'll be doing some kind of like raffle or something for the subs to give thanks. So really appreciate it, guys. We will be doing more of that in the future as well. We're looking into ways. But for now, actually, something to remind you all about, a raffle that everybody can participate in. It's in the link. If you scroll down on the Twitch page, there's a link there to a Facebook. On that Facebook, it's the Case King Facebook, and you guys can actually just like that page and be put on a raffle for a Zoe keyboard. That we'll be giving away, a Zoe keyboard, and I believe a mouse pad that we'll be giving away next week.
Yeah. Oh,
so
I forget about the mouse pad, but you're right. It's signed by you and me.
That's right, man. I think it was like gold, signed in gold, something like that.
It's gold and silver or something, I think. Yeah.
Still, that's you know, it's cool. It just takes a quick like, and then the good thing about that raffle is that it's ongoing pretty much for the next 10 weeks or so. We're going to be doing a raffle every week with the Facebook page. So if you like that page, you're going to be in automatically for all the raffles to come as well.
You're right. A simple one like, and you can win a number of times in a row. So definitely worth it. Let's see. Just looking at the admin chat for a moment here. Alright, so we might actually be... I'm not sure what we'll be doing here. I'm just getting told by one of the ESL admins that it might be wiser for us to basically skip a match because we're so delayed in this one. So go to one of the matches that were supposed to be played later. Can't really make up my mind about that yet, but we'll see how it's all going to play out, basically. And we are basically an hour delayed at this point, so it might keep going this way, I suppose. We'll find out once the game is over. I think that's the smartest thing for us to do, but just throwing it out there that we do have a little bit of a scheduling conflict going in here.
Yeah, well, I remember it last time as well. Last time we did a qualifier like this with, it was actually with the same players, Copenhagen Wolves, you know, having to restart their PCs every time due to the wire. Doesn't seem like that's changed, and I remember it affecting the schedule last time as well. So I guess no surprise in the end. We only have one half left in this map, though, so hopefully we'll be able to actually get in here fairly soon and finish this off.
Yeah, we want to get on with it, but it's taking a little bit of time for people to reconnect back in, and we'll have to see once they do, that if it's going to be just Epsilon continuing on the warpath, or if it's going to be a little bit different here. What other games are going on right now, I'm wondering? I think, is Kick playing Encore, I think? Maybe? Yeah, I think they are. Believe.
What is this?
I think Kick is playing Encore at the same time right now. So I think.
Yeah, that's Encore played against Titan, and they got they got crushed there. From what they got crushed there. It was a pretty decisive win for Titan.
Yeah. Encore lost, but now I think they're playing Kick instead. So they're playing to see who's going to be going through in that sense. What is the scoreline right now? I'm wondering. Just trying to figure that out. So actually Encore are leading 13-9 right now on Dust 2, I can tell. So yeah, the Finnish team's looking pretty strong here. See if they can they can keep it up. Interesting. Yeah, that game's going on simultaneously while we're waiting for our game. He's connecting to the wire, is what Carrigan is saying. So we should be back into it in just a second. Thank you, Latsuk, for also helping us out in the chat there. Oh man, it's been a bit of a break here, but I don't know. I hope Epsilon aren't gonna let this get to them too much, because they've been doing what they should be doing on the terror side, basically.
Well, we're about to start, man. That's it. 3 seconds. Let's go.
Yeah, let's get it on. Second half coming up here. This is the final map between Copenhagen Wolves and Epsilon. The loser gets to go to the lower bracket to play Mouse Sports. The winner gets to go to Gamescom to play for $250,000. So there is a lot of reasons why you don't want to be failing anything right now. 16th round's coming up, and Copenhagen Wolves are on the terrorist side. Let's see if they can at least win a pistol round and then give us a better game. If they lose the pistol round, I don't think we're going to have a very interesting game on our hands here, unfortunately. So we'll see if they are able to do it. Sort of not rushing anywhere. Looked like they were going to maybe rush towards the long position, but they just slow it down for a bit.
Yeah, they really do take their time, in fact. And Epsilon, again, going with a very stable hold. In fact, a bit risky on the B side if this was a B quick play. But right now, the defense that Epsilon have is going to work out perfectly. 4 guys rush out from long, and there's 3 guys here to greet them from Epsilon.
Yeah, good flashbangs from Copenhagen Wolves, though. Actually, FXO going to pick up a great headshot now. It's back into a 3-on-3. That grenade on short, not going to kill anyone, unfortunately, but still not at all badly done. Bomb gets tossed over here, going to pick it up and try and put the bomb down. And it's a 2-on-3 here. But having Shoxy still alive is a big factor. I think Shoxy's one of the sickest pistol players in the world, so I would count him almost as having a 3-on-3 at this point. Jumping, he spots Carrigan. He's going to take the jump again. Is it really going to happen? He makes the jump once here. Carrigan spotted him. They're holding down from long as well. Flashes rain in. Kiyoshima's going to be found. Now it's all on Shoxy, and they even sort of know where he is here by the elevator. Going to peek out, and he goes down to Nico. So it doesn't work out for Epsilon, but that could have definitely worked for Epsilon.
Yeah. For Epsilon, I was thinking with 3 guys at long like that,
yeah,
it was really down to a near perfect flash from Copenhagen Wolves, and FXO not able to take one more with them. Like, FXO gets 1 kill. If he'd have gotten 2 there, we're looking at a different story. Epsilon probably are in a position to be able to take that round. But because FXO goes down without actually managing to take another with him, that made it very tricky, let's say, for Epsilon after that. But the flash from Copenhagen Wolves to open up long was just like picture perfect. Everybody was flashed looking towards that long house.
Now let's see if they can hold on to it here, because Epsilon do have body armor and CZ-75s. Carrigan waiting right here is going to spot a couple of people. Should be really careful. He's going to get the kill, and there's some backup coming as well to help out. Shoxy maybe caught out a little bit here. The Bison actually just putting in bullets left and right, and somehow Carrigan did stay alive. Very dangerous situation for Carrigan then, but he does live through it. And now SF is waiting over here, just I think trying to save what he has.
Yeah, no reason for him to go hunting 1v5. No real reason for him to be doing anything. Maybe looking for exit frags, basically, trying to catch somebody off guard, but Copenhagen Wolves don't even have any reason to go hunting him. Doesn't really matter if SF has like that helmet Kevlar or not in the next round, right? It's not worth Copenhagen Wolves running around and potentially throwing away money. Nico is hunting, but he's only invested in a P2K. So
yeah.
It's still money that he doesn't want to be spending when he's trying to save up for an op, but it's not a big blow dealt to Copenhagen Wolves either.
No, it really isn't. And SF is going to be found. Glaive with the Bison, and we're looking at an 11-6 scoreline here. And Epsilon's still not able to buy anything. So it's sort of a recovery. I mean, unless Epsilon get this round, which they definitely can, it's going to be a 7-11 scoreline, which is, I mean, it's a 4-round deficit. But we'll have to see. I think Epsilon, once they get that AWP and FXO, I think it's going to be a different game, basically.
Pretty much, man. I'm looking forward to the big AWP plays. Again, the duel, because Nico actually had some pretty good success. Even going for like a Smith's flash mid, which was very cool. We caught that round. I think you caught that round where he flashes over mid doors, takes the peek, and that was actually the round that. Oh no, never mind. It wasn't the round where he got both of them, but still, just really nicely done with the op from Nico. So everything we expect to see from him, pretty much.
Oh, they decided to go for the B-bomb side, so some really good calling here. I mean, they did spot 2 people over on long, so I guess they knew that there was going to be at least 2 here, and then they just guessed that there weren't going to be anyone else. So Epsilon go for an A stack, and it makes them look a little bit silly, but I'm really glad they did this. I think this was a good idea, basically, to go for this kind of stack. The fact that it didn't work out this time shouldn't be taken as evidence that, you know, it's a bad idea. I think it's still a good idea. Oh, well. They're going to get to save at least, well, 4 pistols here. Nico on the hunt with the Glock. Shoxy not going to be surviving. Nico coming into the middle. Is he going to realize if SF is right here? And actually, it's not a Glock, sorry. It's 5.7 in hand. FXO with a good kill on Glaive, and it's going to pick up Bison, unfortunately. Oh, that sucks. And a grenade to follow. Come on. They're really not letting them get away with anything. I don't think he would have wanted to save a Bison anyway, but a good kill from Kiyoshima, and we're into the 19th round. AWP on Nico, and he has a perfect mid spawn. FXO has a spawn, actually looking like he might want to go middle as well here.
FXO is, yeah, he's looking hungry, but yeah, it is going to be the long play. And I do like this play as well. We'll have to see if Copenhagen Wolves decide to put somebody early into house, and that's not going to be the case. So Copenhagen Wolves really taking their time, in fact. 2 guys out and playing very passively, relying on Nico to look down mid and get that peek at mid doors.
So absolutely critical round coming out here. Oh, FXO shot in the leg in the middle. He's still alive, and this is the great thing about Dust 2 if you're an AWPer, is 26 health is not a lot, but on Dust 2 it's plenty. You're not going to get grenaded down, and you will have so long range that this is actually still alright. Kill would have been big, but damage is... It's not as big as it would be if he had a, you know, an M4 instead, where you could expect to take a little bit more damage. I think this AWP play, or this AWP on him, is still going to be quite effective.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, FX, we've seen how quick he can be as well. One shot's all he needs. So they're not out of the woods yet here. Copenhagen Wolves would have loved to have gotten the entry there, get that first frag, but Epsilon's still at full strength.
How does Shoxy only have a pistol and no armor? What?
That's a good question.
He has money. He must have been disconnected during the buy time or something. He's going down. That's a big blow now in the CT spawn as well. It's going to be GMX shooting through. FXO can't find a shot. They're running into the bomb site, and it's only Kiyoshima holding. Going to pick up 1 kill. Great double kill from Kiyoshima. Very nicely done. Now looking for another headshot. Takes down a third. This is just a one-man army. He's eventually going to get blown up, but he did everything he needed to do. Now it's going to be hard for him to even put the bomb down here. They're already being wrapped around. Kiyoshima, a hero at this point. SF peeks in, and SMF is going to be alone. Picks up the 1 kill, then goes down, and a round stolen away by Kiyoshima. That was very, very nicely done.
Stolen is the right word. That was amazing. The fact that he stays alive that long, especially when he's getting closed in on from all flanks, everywhere. Holds the man off at window, and then he's getting closed in from low upper dark and still stays alive behind those boxes. That was just some fancy footwork out of Kiyoshima. Amazing play.
Yeah,
and
very nice.
That's just saved it. That robbed Copenhagen Wolves.
But you also have to wonder how they ended up peeking him one at a time, basically. I mean, there wasn't really any point where they double peeked him, which, you know, just seemed a little bit strange.
Too fast. He was just too damn quick.
Yeah, but that's not really something he can decide. That's the point. It's something, you know, it's like kind of like at the end. You saw how Epsilon double peeked SMF at the end. So even if he's fast getting the first kill, he's still going to get shot in the back no matter what happens, basically. Unless he does like a, you know, a full 180 spray and just hits an instant headshot. It feels like Copenhagen Wolves just aren't communicating very well either.
It seems maybe they're getting a little... I mean, they're definitely feeling the pressure. So it seems like perhaps they're getting a little ahead of themselves. Nice little nade there to rattle up GMX on long. And Copenhagen Games, it does look like... Or Copenhagen Wolves. The Wolves seem like they want to go for an A-split here. They're managing to take over long. GMX is holding right around the corner. Great pop flash, and this could be suicidal. Kiyoshima gets caught immediately, though. SMF helping out and getting a kill, but Pimp with the wraparound on Cat is going to clean everything up, and now it's just down to Shoxy. Last man alive, 1v4, and he's not going to have a whole lot of hope here.
Oh, unfortunate for Shoxy that Nico was just peeking then. Team kill from SMF, unfortunate. And I think, I mean, this round could have been utterly different. FXU up on short here was actually scoping up where I think Carrigan came in, and he unscoped just as Carrigan was in the corner. If he had been scoped up a little bit longer, that could have been a kill, and I think the round would have probably switched right around then. So a little bit of luck as well going in here for Copenhagen Wolves, I think. And they need it. I mean, they need everything they can get at this point. They forced an eco at least, and it's 12-8 here, but things are looking scary right now. Oh,
it's looking... Yeah, this is actually starting to get kind of really worrisome here for the Frenchmen. And now they're on pistol eco. FXO, he's going for some cheek. He's actually going to try and sneak through. Nico's waiting on the other side, though. He's just waiting patiently. Does he find the right time? He made it through. He gets 1 kill. FX doesn't make it out alive, though. Glaive shuts him down.
Look at Shoxy. He's going to take down Pimp here. Almost no doubt about it. I don't think Pimp's going to be ready for this angle at all. It's a very uncommon position here, and Shoxy is just doing it really well. I love this. Pimp. Oh... well, can't really, you know, root for anyone, but I kind of want to see if Shoxy can do this, because he almost deserves to get a kill off of this position. It should be a very, very strong one against Pimp.
Pimp is really expecting to... Oh, Shoxy walks out, gives it away. Goes for the fight at that end, at that time, because, well, there's no turning back at that point. You're committed. And
Nico's shot in the face over on short is going to make him change his mind. Says, all right, you're going to play that game. I just don't even really want to. Look at Nico as well. He's bringing all the guns with him. Got to be careful he doesn't spend too much time here and gets caught. He's already spotted one out. It's going to take down GMX. But he really wants them to not be able to save an AK. So this is some pretty good rifle management, even though it does look incredibly stupid. Well, it is really smart, actually.
Herb Derp.
But I'm really sorry for Shoxy. I mean, I can't really blame him for getting impatient, but it would have been so sick if he had waited.
It was a close call. I mean, that's just a patience thing. It's down to timing, right? And that game of chicken, who's going to peek first? That time around, Shoxy, you got the short end of the stick. Kyoshima now taking a peek in. Doesn't really have time to have any kind of impact at all, really. Maybe trying to draw them back so that they go up with the bomb, but Copenhagen will still have the time to get away in one piece.
Yeah, gonna be saving the Deagle, and it's 9-12, a 3-round difference, but Epsilon are still gonna be able to buy here. They have the money for it, even an AWP on FXO, which I think that's absolutely critical at this point. They really can't have rounds without this AWP. But there's also money on Copenhagen Wolves. They can afford to lose a round and still buy, and that makes a big difference too.
Looking at Epsilon's setup right now, though. Still trying to make it out. I mean, they've got two guys on long, and they're rotating around FXO. I do like that they're rotating FXO over to look at Cat with that AWP. Taking a bit of the Fox spot now, but it's going to be a B-split coming in here from Copenhagen Wolves. They're just all going out up the B slope. Kyoshima spots them just in time. He needs to get the first one. He does, but he can't get the second.
No, and now they're rushing in here. Shoxy is going to take down two people. Now they're coming in from upper as well. He's still alive. He's going to go down. But once again, a 2-on-3 here, which should be working out definitely this time for Epsilon. This is very, very tough, especially as Nico is so low on health. They're going to smoke off once here, but putting down the bomb is even going to be difficult at this point. Nico's waiting. They really want Epsilon to go and peek and see if they can make it 2-on-2 at least. But I'm not sure that's even going to happen. Faked
Nico
once.
has to constantly be worried about getting shot in the back right now either. He's listening. But they don't know that all three are outside. They know at least two are there. And
just when he walks away is actually when the smoke fades. So now it's even worse here. Flash goes in. Still no bomb plant. Are they going to go and peek for it here? Now Carrigan is going to get the bomb down. So they get a little bit of money. But that's already... Everyone is outside, basically. Carrigan in a really tough spot here. Nico looking for the shot on somebody. He spots a barrel up there. Gonna get the shot mid-air. Carrigan picks it up. Now down to a 2-on-2. Nico realizes someone's in. He takes the kill. Now it's gonna be a 1-on-1, and FXO gets shot in the side, but he's still alive. And a grenade is gonna finish it. No, Nico is gonna explode. And FXO will pick up the round. What a way to end it. And a triple from FXO. That was a really fun round. Amazing stuff.
2 tags and 1 frag for Nico there. That's heartbreaking. If he manages to pick up the man coming in through window first rather than leg shotting him, it's pretty good. He gets the guy point blank, but then he tags FXO through the box. Nico just couldn't catch a break. He had the position, but when it came down to landing the shots, he just didn't have Lady Luck on his side that time.
No, he did not. That was so incredibly close. Oh, now I really feel like this game is starting to pick up. That was wonderful. It's going to be 9-13 here. Epsilon still have a good lead and a good chance of taking this, but Copenhagen Wolves, I'm glad that they're showing us that they have some real form, because the fact that they even put it into a 1-on-1 there was actually really cool play by Copenhagen Wolves. That was unlikely. I think Epsilon had a really good chance of retaking that, but yeah, good to see the Danish team not just crumbling completely here and actually waking up a little bit. Now, if it shows over on the A-bomb site with another really good position, and holding short in a different way from what Copenhagen Wolves were. As you can see, he's all the way up at the bomb site here.
Yeah, working on a slope. He's going to be able to fall back, chuck some nades in there as we see him now. Good flash in upper dark there. That's actually going to give Kyoshima the opportunity to take a peek and get some information. And now Epsilon Esports, they immediately start rotating off of B because they know nobody in upper dark. Kyoshima rotating into lower dark now. He could potentially get the flank. He spots him on short. He should get a freebie, but misses the opportunity. And now Kerrigan knows that he's there.
Yeah, and actually, Copenhagen Wolves should be really worried about going for the A-bomb side because, as you said, they've been discovered. They keep charging in here. FXO picks up a kill, and he's still alive. Carrigan with a return. They're going to go back towards B. That's a sane decision right now, but I'm not sure it's going to be enough. Nico in the middle misses a shot, and that he can't afford to do. Up on a short, he's still going to pick up one on GMX here. And now, can he drop FXO? That's the big question. It doesn't even matter. Shoxy's going to pick up 2 kills, and there it is. Epsilon...
Shoxy is so clean.
And that pretty comes close to Epsilon winning the game here, I think. They can buy one more time, Copenhagen Wolves, but they need to win 7 rounds flawlessly, basically.
Kerrigan drops the AWP for Nico as well. Gets swapped out for an AK. So they still have the firepower here, Copenhagen Wolves. They're just running out of rounds. They have to lock it down right here. But Epsilon Esports, when it's coming down to the shots, Shoxy on that B site just looked so dominant. They're going for a straight B rush this time, however. Epsilon need to be ready.
Yeah, flashes go in. Really good flash, but as you said, Shoxy very clean. Picks up the 1, and that's not quite enough. Could have probably got a second kill then, but the aim was off just a little bit. And that's good luck for the Danish team, because they need all of it right now. Flawless rounds is what we're talking about here. It's going to be a 4-on-3. They shouldn't be able to retake this. Epsilon, I mean, Copenhagen Wolves, they need to be able to set up a defense for this one.
And look at Nico's position right now. He doesn't even get smoked off. He manages to land the shot on GMX, who was looking the right way. But that kill from Nico, that just cements the round down for Copenhagen Wolves. They have it locked down because Epsilon Esports, without getting a pick, they don't have a prayer of getting onto that site and getting the defuse. No. So it's the right call to just back off and save the gun. Save that expensive AWP for FXYO.
Yeah, because we've seen what he can do with it. Just having him alive seems to be sometimes almost enough. I mean, this is between FXYO and Nico. FXYO's at 23 kills, and Nico, in spite of being 4 rounds behind in total, he's at 26. So that's actually just utterly insane. But it doesn't matter if Nico's top fragging, because if you look at the second and third, that's what matters here. Kyoshima and Shoxy are doing a lot better than Kerrigan and Pimp are at the moment, and that could be a difference here.
Yeah, that's something to keep in mind. I mean, it's just... It comes down to frags in the end. Nico hasn't actually gotten too many frags. He has actually had a couple this half, but still needs to really step it up. Just go ham. Have an FXYO. And SMF picking off FXYO as I say his name from the boost on Cat. Epsilon going for a cheeky play, and they do not get rewarded. 2 kills going Copenhagen Wolves' way.
Yeah, why did you curse FXYO? I mean, that's just not fair. Just
sometimes, man. Sometimes you got to give the Danes a little help, right?
Oh, well,
I'll take the hat off now. I'll take the hat off.
All right. I'm sure they appreciate it at this point, because they really do need all the help they can get, even you know, superstitious and, you know, fictional help. It's all good. 4-on-3 here, and it's going to be SMF going down the middle, but I think Epsilon should be saving, and they are going to be running away. And Copenhagen Wolves, are they already out hunting? They sort of, well, at least Kerrigan, no, he's just defending right now. They could be hunting. They do have some money to buy, so, I mean, this is a game of economy here. Epsilon saving rifles all the time is actually really important, and it's a great job from the Frenchmen to keep doing it.
Yeah, saving 3 guns in particular means they'll be able to drop 2 of them for teammates and get a pretty reasonable buy going into this next round. So Copenhagen Wolves, I mean, granted they'll have the money to buy the next round, and Kerrigan does find GMX. That's a great pick there.
That's the AWP gone. That's the most important one to pick off here. So very unfortunate for GMX. That was a real shame that and actually a real shame I think that Epsilon weren't able to save that up. I think they should have put Shoxy and Kyoshima close to that AWP, because saving that one was the most important thing, definitely. So actually I think that was a little bit of a mistake from Epsilon, now that we're pointing out mistakes.
Yeah, that was a bit of a shame there. The Frenchmen, they would have loved to have had that, and they're actually going for an eco round right now. They still have a little bit of a buffer, leading by 3 rounds here, so they can afford to take an eco and not feel too uncomfortable with how close Copenhagen Wolves are getting. But they are running out of time here. They are running out of rounds. Copenhagen Wolves are starting to reach that point where they're going to get too close for comfort. Epsilon have to just lock it down and get on that match point round.
Still an AK and a FAMAS in use here, but Kyoshima is the only one with any armor, so this should be a round that Copenhagen Wolves can also take their... They're not rushing this to the Danish team. They're really making sure that they don't run into any kind of stack or anything, and I think that's the right call at this point. SF's looking over here. Glaive's going to spot him and take him down to 66 health. But eventually, looks like... Well, the bomb's still over at B, but they're putting 3 people out long. So they're really playing a long game here. Copenhagen Wolves wanting to fake out a lot, I think.
Yeah, and it's working. 3 guys have rotated over now for Epsilon Esports. And there's the first kill for Glaive. Glaive and SMF each getting frags. SMF 2 of them, in fact, and that's the long defense cleaned up. Down to 2 members who are currently boosted up by mid-doors. Kyoshima and Shoxy. Jesus. Shoxy with the support. Yeah. It's like, don't worry, I've got you. But he lets his teammate drop, and now Epsilon have to back off and just try and save yet again.
And the big thing is, Kerrigan heard them running back. So actually, Copenhagen Wolves know that nobody's going to be coming for them, and Kerrigan's already out hunting. So that position from Kerrigan is good because it stops anyone from, you know, backing up short here. But it also works because he hears them running away, so he's going to be going for it. I just wanted to be silent then, because it was so obvious that Kyoshima was just going to peek up at 1 point. So nice attempt from Kerrigan, but it doesn't work out.
It worked. Kyoshima actually, you know, It's the whack-a-mole game.
That was funny. That was really funny. I like that. All
the
right.
whack-a-mole, the whack-a-kitten.
Exactly. The Whack-a-Carrigan. Hiroshima and Shoxy are left, just trying to hold on to the rifles. Really important that they do. Again, anything saved from Epsilon here could mean they get another buy round in some of the last rounds here. And another buy round is just worth its weight in gold right now. We're looking at a 12 to 14 scoreline. So at this point, Epsilon really don't want to eco at all anymore. They want to win and at least secure match and map point. And then close out the game from there on out. Nico in the middle, not going to get a shot. And there is an AWP back on FXO. Even if it's an unarmored one, I actually still like this play.
Agreed. I mean, he has to go for it. Like, it was all about saving up. SF could have dropped one for him as well, but that would have been really risky play. SF wouldn't have had much to work with after that. So this is still Epsilon Esports fully equipped, but Copenhagen Wolves going for that B split play. They don't even want to have anything to do with that AWP. They're going to get right up onto this B site now.
Yeah, Kiyoshima in the corner. They got to check this, otherwise not going to... Oh, wow! Carrigan checking and finding jackpot right there. Shoxy's going to go down as well, and this is dangerous. And Epsilon actually are running away, which is the smart move. They got to run. They can't do this. Now, for Copenhagen Wolves, the game right now is realizing that they're not coming and finding and killing as many of them as they possibly can. If they can kill one or two, especially if they can kill the AWP, but I don't think that's going to happen. But if they could, that'd be huge. This is going to be 14-13, and Epsilon won't actually... Well, this is the funny thing. Kiyoshima and they can actually buy. They're going to have a full buy next round if they can save these 3 rifles.
FXO just needs to stay alive. He's the linchpin here. They need to keep that AWP in play. They're about to lose 4 rounds in a row. FXO has been found. Carrigan going to be trying to rush up CT slope. GMX is holding from pit. Not landing the shot. Finally gets it, but FXO gets jumped on.
And this was all worth it. There's 12 and 11,000 on Pimp and Nico, so losing all those rifles is worth it. They got the AWP away. That is an incredible pickoff. Now, Kiyoshima could still buy one if they wanted to, but this... No. Ooh, so, no AWP picked up. They are just going to go for FAMASas and M4s, and now the gap is really closing. This is scary. Epsilon, when are they going to come back in this? They just need 2 rounds. It seems so doable, doesn't it?
It does. I mean, it really does at this point. They are looking, and they're just playing with their momentum as well. No fear. Copenhagen Wolves, they just rush out onto long. 2 guys straight up get out there. They see that there's no defense. So that is some information gained here, at least for Copenhagen Wolves. Not sure if they had anybody looking towards mid to see if anybody was jumping across, but still, they aren't going to relinquish their hold here. They still move the bomb out onto long, and it looks like it will be an A split.
Now, this boost didn't do anything last time, but this time it definitely can, and they're going to take down Glaive. Very nice opening, and then they just instantly fall back and play it safe, so that's really smart. Over at the A-bomb side, the rush is on now for long, but there's a lot of people waiting here for Epsilon. They have a good chance, but they're going to lose that guy on short. That's not a good start. SF caught out. He's actually going to get the kill. Nicely done. Goes for a second and a third. He's not going to get it. Pimp coming in a 1-on-3, and very, very little chance to do this. He's going to go for the first kill and not going to get it. He'll be shut down, and it's match and map point for Epsilon. They hold on to it this time, and that is about time. Man, they must have been scared. Now Copenhagen Wolves are fighting for overtime, and Glaive is going to have to disconnect in the middle of that just to probably restart the wire then. What a game we have.
I feel like we're watching a game of NBA right now, right? Of like basketball, where when it gets down to the final seconds, everybody is timing out. Like, they foul each other just to get timeouts. Like, I feel like this is what Copenhagen Wolves are doing right now. They're like, nope, pause. We need to restart our client. You know, you get match point. We were fine up until you guys got that last round. Oh, and now we need to pause real quick just to reset. Like, they're just trying to break the momentum, Copenhagen Wolves. This is like a tactical pause at this point. You know, if you guys know Dota 2, like a puppy pause,
yeah.
Like, this is a tactical puppy pause. Like, it's just Epsilon. There's nothing they can do about it either, because Copenhagen Wolves, you know, air quotes, have a valid reason. But this is still Copenhagen Wolves just looking to stop that French momentum as quickly as possible to give them a fighting chance here in the last round.
Absolutely true enough. Yeah, so the ESL attitude wire is sometimes causing people to lag. They have to disconnect and reconnect back in, and then it goes away. But then it takes a little bit of time to do it because it has to upload a bunch of data. So that's how it works. That's why we're sort of paused here for a moment. Score is 15-13, 2-round difference, and we're looking for Copenhagen Wolves to fight for overtime. I mean, the big problem is for them, actually, that there's enough money on the Frenchman right now that even if this becomes a 15-14 game, Epsilon can still buy for that last round. And that's a really... I mean, 2 of them maybe can't, but the rest should be able to. So this is still a really, really scary 2 rounds coming up from the Danes. I have to see how it goes. Of course, if it goes to overtime, it's going to be super sick. But If it doesn't, if Epsilon win, then they get to go to Gamescom and fight for $250,000 prize pool. If they lose, then they're going to be facing Mouse Sports in the next game. And that means they're not out yet if they lose. None of the teams are here. That's the main point.
Out of these, we're still in the winner bracket. But this is still, actually, Epsilon, a team that we expect to make it through. Copenhagen Wolves were a team that was kind of like tough to make a call on as to what we were really expecting out of them. I mean, you look at the lineup and you're like, these guys can do crazy stuff. But, you know, are they experienced enough to take on teams like Epsilon who have had time to play together and who've, you know, got that LAN experience now under their belt, that sort of thing, right? So Epsilon the clear favorites, but Copenhagen Wolves are really not letting them get away with it easy here. And it's going to come down to this last round.
And you know what? That has really brightened my day, the fact that they are not doing that, because I was getting pretty frustrated with Copenhagen Wolves on the first half. But I think even if they lose now, they can sort of walk out of this match saying we really did give it our all, and that's I think that's the most important thing. So that, you know, maybe not the most important thing. Obviously, winning is the most important thing, but it's good to see that they managed to somehow recompose themselves and haven't just, you know, forgot how to play Counter-Strike, basically. So there's that going for us. Remember, guys, follow and subscribe to the channel to help us out. We really appreciate it. Of course, if you subscribe, you can be part of the chat. Chat rule says that, you know, when we get more than 15,000 people watching, we put on subscriber mode. That's a bit of a payback to the people who really help us out a lot. But following also helps us, and I hope you guys have enjoyed it so far. Now, we are ready to go and unpause, and let's see. AWP on FXO, AWP on Nico, and we're ready to see if it's going to be a victory for Epsilon or if it's going to be Copenhagen Wolves somehow magically coming back and forcing an overtime here.
Now, it's all or nothing now, but a very solid buyout of both teams here going into this. Epsilon need to land the shots once again, and they go back to their standard tried and true. 2 towards B, 3 along A long. And Copenhagen Wolves, no aggression from them early on this time. Really taking their time, setting up mid control, and just holding. Upper Dark 1 at Longhouse. This is just tried and true stuff coming out here from both teams, in fact. But as I say that, look at FXO's position.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, what? How? I mean, from hitting some of the most insane shots like that one, he's going to pick it up, doesn't let go, and Copenhagen Wolves, they actually took that first missed shot as a big sign that now was the time to go, and it definitely wasn't. They lose 2 players, and now are in a 3-on-5. FXO gonna take down Carrigan, and the game is over. 5-on-2 is not gonna be enough here. Even with the kill from Glaive here, almost no way they can fight their way back from this one. They're gonna be at the bomb plant, maybe if they're lucky, but even then, Epsilon have to make some huge mistakes to lose this round.
They do. Nico still with that AWP. Glaive putting some shots down at long. That Molotov is finally going to clear up here. Does Glaive actually manage to spot the man through smoke? Benodi does not, but Nico will pick up GMX. Kiyoshima, now it's Glaive, 1v2. This is in the realm of possible now. Glaive can do this. He's got the bomb on him, 30 seconds left. And this is still so patient that from Epsilon. Good nade onto the side is going to drop him low, but in the end, Shoxy will pick up the final frag. GG and Epsilon, second French team to qualify for the main event now.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen. That is going to be the first game of the day. We still have another 3 coming up after this one. So we will go to a really quick commercial break and we'll decide what that game is, because I'm not exactly sure what the schedule looks like. We are a little bit behind. So don't go anywhere. We will be right back. It's probably going to be a pretty short break and a lot more coming up here on the channel. So stay tuned, invite your friends, and we'll be back as soon as we can.